What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout and welcome to our How to Play Set 20 Blue Android 18. This deck is insane. This deck is so good. Like, trust me, people have been sleeping on this leader. This leader is phenomenal. It's so aggressive. But before we begin this video, guys, we're super close to 2000 subs. We have less than 100 to go. So please hit those like and subscribe buttons, share the video, help us grow, and maybe somehow we can reach 2000 subs by the end of the month, and then we're gonna have an awesome giveaway. Now, roll the video! As with all of our videos, let's start with the breakdown. So we'll begin with an archetype breakdown. I'll show you the leader, I'll show you some key cards, then we'll go through various plays. Look at the length of this video, there's a lot to go over here. Especially in the first 4 turns. There are 3 different ways to play turn 4, and turn 4 is extremely explosive. And then finally, we will wrap it all up with a summary. Let's go! Let's start with the game plan. So what is our game plan with this deck? This deck has some extreme aggression, and it has one of the most explosive turn 4s in the game. If you can reach turn 4, and you should be able to because you're playing blue, it's extremely explosive. From turn 2, we're applying pressure, building up speed for the acceleration dance combo on turn 4. And this combo is, you'll see, you'll see. The deck has multiple ways to end the game, and we will explore all of them. So our how to play strategy is huge. In this video, you'll see everything. Let's go and check out the leader. This is our leader, Android 18, and on the front side, she's pretty standard. She has an auto that you draw 1 on attack, and then you place up to 1 card from your hand under her. And then her awakening condition is 4 or less, or when there are 3 or more cards under her. Then you draw 1, switch 1 energy to active mode, and then you take lives until you have 6 left. So everything is pretty standard except the, free under the leader clause, but you can get this done by turn 2. On the awakened side, she's Android 18 impenetrable rushdown, and she's very strong. So first you have the same auto. When you attack, you draw 1 and you place 1 card under her. Okay, so we just keep placing cards under her. Why do we do this? You will see later on. Then she has another auto. When you add a card from your life to your hand, place up to 1 blue card from your drop under this card. Still important, you'll see, we will be doing something with them eventually. And then she has activate battle. Once per turn, you can add 1 life from, 1 card from your life to her hand, and then she gets plus 5k for the battle, so she becomes 20k. Why does this matter? This matters because you want to fall to 3 lives to use your Z leader. And the Z leader is amazing. The Z leader is phenomenal. Let's check it out. This is our big Z leader. This Z leader is phenomenal. So let's start off with its name, Android 18 Excel Dance. So like acceleration dance, that's the whole idea, that you do this like one fell swoop combo where you're just speeding up more and more and more, and you just hit your opponent for like 1 billion damage. Freezy energy, pretty high requirement, and 1 energy to awaken, plus you need to be at 3 lives or less. That's a bit, that's high, but she's a 20k baseline, and like paying 1 to Z awaken with a 20k baseline leader is more and more standard nowadays. And it's either 1 or 4 lives or 1 and 3 lives, but it's not bad. That's what I'm saying. Z-Stack 2, blue Krillin and blue Android 17 cards with an energy cost of 5. This is important because then we have the auto, which is once again the same. You draw 1, you place 1 from your drop under her, and now comes the big payoff. Activate main once per turn. I'm so hyped for this one. Pay 3 blue energy. Place 3 other blue non-leader cards from under this card in their owner's drop. So those are the ones that you've been just putting under her the entire game. play up to 1 Krillin or Android 17Z battle cards, both blue, from under this card, and this card gains double strike for the turn. Now, you will see. Let's check out Android 17 and Krillin. Let's start with my favorite one, Krillin Excel Dance. Oh man, this one is absolutely insane. So, deflect, dual attack, blocker, 25k, auto limit 1. If your leader is a blue Android 18 card, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. So remove something. Switch up to one of your leaders to active mode. That's how your leader gets to swing again with double strike. Switch up to one of your mono blue energies to active mode. And this card gains barrier until the end of your opponent's next turn. Deflect, dual attack, blocker, remove something, restand an energy, restand your leader, barrier, 25k. I mean, yeah. And auto, at the end of your turn, place up to one blue Android 18 card from your drop under your leader. Yeah, let's check out Android 17. Actually, before we check out Android 17, let's just show you how this works. So, you attack with your leader. Attack resolves, and then you use your activate main, you pay free energy, you remove 3 cards from under your leader, and your leader gains double strike for the turn. But you're like, oh no, my leader is in rest mode, so I need to play something from under her. So you play the Krillin. Krillin's auto triggers, Krillin removes something, restands an energy, like does everything on the planet, gains barrier. Like, this is insane for a card that has Krillin on it, so but it's awesome. And what it does is that it restands your leader. So your leader restands, you also restand an energy that's important for later, and then you attack again, this time 20k double strike, because you get to keep your double strike until the end of the turn. And after that you just swing twice with your big 25k deflect, barrier, dual attack, blocker Krillin. The other Z battle card is Android 17 Excel Dance, deflect, critical, double strike, 25k. This one is amazing for offense. I'm not sure if it's better than Krillin. I prefer Krillin because you get to swing twice and you get to remove stuff and you get to do a whole bunch of things. But this one also has an awesome effect. Because what this one does is, instead of removing something and gaining barrier, he does everything that Krillin does. So you restand the leader, you restand one, but you also give your leader plus 10k for the turn. And then at the end of the turn you put one Android 18 under your leader. That's the same as Krillin does. But this time around you have a 30k double strike leader, which is pretty strong, to be honest. This archetype also comes with a unison, which is pretty great because you can cheat it out, and it has blocker, 15k blocker to protect your leader is pretty fine, and it has +2, activate main, draw 1 and discard 1 card from your hand. Additionally, if your leader is a Krillin or Android 18, both mono blue, place up to 1 Krillin or Android card, both blue, from your drop under your leader, and at the end of the turn switch it to active mode, the unison, not the leader. This is great for protecting your leader, because once you have this one out, you can actually just get a free 15k swing at your opponent, and then +2 and your unison will just restand. So this is basically a one attack negation unison. Worst case scenario, it can get rid of something ignoring barrier. Speaking of unison, we have some synergies here. So the first synergy is usually your turn 2 play, Android 18 and Krillin, future spawned by battle, plus your unison. Here's how it works. Here's an example of your turn 2 if you went first. So by now you have 1 card under your Android 18. So you charge 1 and then you attack. Her auto triggers, she puts another card under her, and then you pay 2. The idea is you're paying 2 for the 4 drops activate main, which says if this is your leader and you have 2 or more cards under it, which now you have, you get to play this card from your hand. And now it has an auto. If you don't have a unison in play, when this card is played, play up to 1 unison from your deck with a marker on it in rest mode, and then shuffle your deck. So you play it for 2 with its activate main, you search the deck for a unison, shuffle the deck, play the unison, you surplus 2, put a 3rd card under your leader, now you can awaken, and also at the end of the turn your unison will restand and you will have a blocker to protect your leader. The second synergy that we have here is Android 18 Energy Wave plus Krillin Powers Expanded or Krillin Defensive Battler. Here's what it looks like. Actually, before we show you the combo, keep some things in mind. Her auto works on either player's turn. So her auto to pay 1 energy to play her when there's a Krillin in combo area works on either player's turn, as well as her other auto to pay 1 and play a Krillin. Super important because you can use this either to swarm the board or you can use this defensively. Okay, so let's look at what you're doing here. Let's say your opponent is Android 21, for example, and he attacks you. You say no counters, you combo with a Krillin. Then because there's a Krillin in the combo area, you pay 1 to play your Android 18 with her first auto. Then you pay another 1 energy and you target, let's say your free drop, the one with the one which can bounce things from your drop. So the auto continues. He's played mid-battle. Because she enters mid-battle, his auto triggers and then you bottom deck the Android 21. So all of this is happening in the combo phase. Yeah, that's one very cool defensive combo. And last but not the least, you have these 2 1-drops which are just good consistency pieces. The Android tutors, Krillin draws 1, and they both have activate main where you can just put them under your leader. Okay guys, here is our deck list. This is what we're working with. Link is in the description below. So the idea is that you're creating one super aggressive deck with a very explosive turn 4. The only cards that I might replace here, I mean, you can play a bit with your ratios. You can have your unison at 3 copies because the 4 jobs just gets it from the deck. The only cards that I might replace are the extra cards which are in the archetype. I'm not super sold with this extra card. Maybe you can put something that has Overwhelm for even more pressure. But other than that, yeah, this is the build. First, let's look at the mulligan. So you want to keep one of the 1-drops. Doesn't matter which one, though I prefer Android 18 simply because it tutors. Then you wish to hard mulligan for your 4-drop. If you see a unison in hand and you have a 4-drop, just shuffle that unison back. You don't need it in your hand because the 4-drop gets it from the deck. This way you are technically saving in space in hand during the mulligan phase, because now you have 1 less card that you need to target, because you know that as long as you have the 4-drop, it's basically as if you have 2 cards in hand, like the 4-drop and the unison. And lastly, I always keep the final spot flexible. So let's say that it's Android 18 Energy Wave. Yeah, if you get this one, it's fine to keep it. Let's check out our description for the first 4 turns. Okay, turns 1 to 4. That's what we're going with. So the deck is very strong, but it doesn't take off until turn 3, after which it really becomes crazy. The first 2 turns are pretty much always the same, and actual variance starts from turn 3 onwards, so we will explore the first 4 turns. Keep in mind that turn 4 is sometimes your kill turn. Like most of the time, unless your opponent just floodgates you, it is your kill turn. So we're going through the entire gameplay of this deck. We are assuming that you went first and that you have kept the mulligan that we have shown. And we will also be doing multiple variants of turns 3 to 4. You'll see why. Let's see what Android 18 is capable of. Let's start with turn 1. This is just like the standard stuff. We start the game. Okay, game starts. Charge 1, pay 1 for the Android 18 1 drop. Her auto triggers. You look at top 5 and you grab something. Let's say you grab this Krillin. You shuffle the deck and then you use her activate main to place her under your leader. Now your leader has 1 card under her and then you just end the turn. Now things are getting spicy. Turn 2, next up, Value Town. We start the turn with charge 1. Okay, we have 2 opened energies. We attack, her auto triggers. We place 1 card under our leader and we draw 1. So now our leader has 2 cards under her. So which means that we can pay 2 to use our 4 drops activate main to play it from hand. We play it and it's auto activates. Auto triggers, we search the deck for a unison, we grab it, our auto resolves and we play the unison in rest mode. Then we use the unisons plus 2 and we draw 1. We place 1 card under our leader because of our unisons plus 2. Then it's time to attack. We attack the first time with the 4 drop. It restands because it's a dual attacker. We attack again and now it is time to awaken. We awaken, draw 1, restand 1 and then we pass the turn. Then we restand our unison so we have a blocker and we have 1 energy left which we can use during our opponent's phase, our opponent's turn, to actually defend ourselves. We can either use the Android 17 if we have somehow gathered enough Z energy, or we can play Android 18 just to hard counterplay something. Turn 3, and this is where our paths diverge. We have 3 different possibilities. Let's go with path 1. We do the Excel dance. Before we go into this, one thing is very important. To do the acceleration dance on turn 3, you have to use your last energy on turn 2 to drop to 3 lives and Z awaken on your opponent's turn. You need to do this, otherwise you can't Z awaken and do the entire acceleration dance combo on turn 3. You can use your leader's activate battle during your turn and during your opponent's turn to take extra lives, or you can use like Frieza army reinforcements to drop yourself to 3 lives. So somehow you need to drop yourself to 3 and use your last Z energy to Z awaken. So we start our turn 3 as our Z leader. We charge 1, attack, and then after the attack we use her activate main, pay 3 energy to play Android 17. Then he restands 1 and restands our leader, plus he gives our leader plus 10k for the turn. We attack with him, our opponent says like no counters, okay. Then we combo with the Krillin, paying 1 to play Android 18 and then ending the attack. After which we get to attack with our 30k double strike leader, and then we have another attack with our 20k double striker, and then we just pass the turn. So on turn 3 we have attacked a whole bunch of times. If we went with this combo on turn 3, then on turn 4 we are playing Cell. So if we reach turn 4 we can finish the game by playing Cell from our energy. Path 2, the longer Excel dance. This is my preferred path. It has an amazing turn 4. To properly do this we need to get ready for turn 4. So turn 3 we're just poking some damage, we are Z awakening before turn 4, and that's basically it. We can charge, you know, the multicolored energy one. So we're just doing our own thing, poking our opponent here and there, setting up to survive until turn 4, Z awakening. The only crucial thing here is that you have to Z awaken before turn 4. That's the one thing that you need to keep in mind. Now that you have picked up steam, it is time to do the Excel dance combo. Okay, so we start the turn, charge 1, attack, and after the attack we activate main, pay 3 to play Krillin. We restand 1, we restand our leader, we remove a card, Krillin gets barrier, his 25k dual attack who does everything on the planet, and then we attack with him. If there are no counters, we combo with a Krillin from hand and pay 1 to play Android 18, and then we pay our last energy. With our last energy, we play the free drop Krillin who removes something. We remove a card and we end the attack. Then we attack again with our leader, who is now 20k double striker. We attack again with Krillin. We end those attacks, and now our dual attacker 15k guy attacks first time, restands, attacks a second time, and we're still not done. We still have one less swing, which is like 20k double striker. Congrats, your opponent is in tears because this turn was insane. You have just attacked 7 times in a row. If your opponent doesn't know what you're planning on doing, and if they don't have a floodgate negate, you just attacked 7 times. 8 times if you happen to have an Overrealm card on turn 4. Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of double strikers, and everything is close to like 20k, at least 20k. It's insane. It's just like super strong. But there's even a crazier one. That's right, there is a third path, and this one is even stronger. It's phenomenal. You're increasing the acceleration dance to even higher speeds. Turn 3 is the same, so we'll just be focusing on turn 4. Let's ask ourselves a question. What if we throw Beast Gohan SCR into the mix? What happens then? Well, this extremely strong but financially extremely expensive path is just wow. Guys, but I need to point out one thing. If you have been here on the channel for some time, you know that I never recommend buying SCRs, and I'm not going to recommend that you go out and buy Gohan Beast if you like this combo. Don't do that, that's way too expensive. Play this only if you already own the Gohan Beast SCR. Otherwise, just go with the previous path, path number 2. Just please don't impulse buy secret rares. Now, let's check out what you can do. So, turn 4 starts. We charge 1, we attack, activate main, pay 3 energy, play Android 17 this time around, restand 1 and restand our leader. Our leader gets plus 10k. Okay, we're attacking with Android 17. He is 25k double strike critical guy. Then we have more attacks. We attack with our leader, who is now 30k double strike. Then we pay 2 to play Beast Gohan and resolve its auto. So Gohan Beast's auto is basically remove the field, deal 1 unpreventable damage. Okay, now we attack with Gohan Beast and use his activate battle. We restand him and we restand our leader. And then we swing with both. He's now 40k critical, our leader is still 30k double strike. So these are just like insane swings at our opponent. Like so many critical hits, so many 30k hits, it's just crazy. And then we just win the game. That's it. Congratulations, your opponent just gave up on Dragon Ball. This is the result. You have attacked 6 times in a row, so just 1 time less than without Beast Gohan, but 2 of these attacks were with 30k double strike leader, and you have also bottom decked a life. And if you're looking beyond this leader, you also swang with critical 25k Z battle card. You attacked twice with 40k secret rare. You just demolished your opponent. This turn is completely unfair. Before we end the video, let's jump into the summary. The level of aggression that this deck has is insane, but it is on turn 4. So if you can get to turn 4, you have like crimson levels of aggression here. Turn 4 is your kill turn, and you have 2 to 3 different ways to execute your turn 4. And the good thing is that all of these ways are good. All of them are good. This is my personal pick for the better blue deck from set 20. Now, this is really a hot take, but honestly, I'm not super sold on Android 21. I know that it's so scary, but I'm not super sold on this. I think that, in my opinion, I think Android 18 is better. But we will see. I'm not a good player, so we'll see. As if its aggression wasn't enough, This deck is also very consistent and has a lot of ways to cheat in cards for cheap. So you can like mulligan away your Unison, because you can just get it from the deck. You can play your 1-drop Android 18 and then you search. There's a lot of ways to get cards under your leader, so it's super consistent in what it wants to do. Once you understand the combo lines, it isn't too difficult to pilot properly, which is great for beginners. The deck is also quite cheap at the moment if we exclude Gohan Beast, basically. If you look at Gohan Beast, that's like, what, 200 euros more. So yeah, don't go and do that, don't do that. But other than that, yeah, this is an amazing deck for beginners, it's super aggressive, and it's pretty easy to learn. That's it for the video. Let me know in the comments below, will you be giving Android 18 a go? What do you think of this archetype? Do you think that this is the better of the two blue archetypes? Are you afraid by the aggression that this archetype can put out? If you maybe been testing it, I would love to read your opinions. I read all of your comments, I try to respond to everything, I love our little community. And don't forget to share the video, hit those like and subscribe buttons, help us grow. We are so close to 2,000 subs, we have less than 100 to go, and if we can reach that by the end of March, that will just be amazing. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.